Voters in a conservative California suburb have voted to oust a school board president who vowed to take on the woke moralists.
The wokers.
Last week, Joseph Komrosky had lost a recount vote in Temecula, California, after 51% of voters opted to remove him. Wow. Now you might think, oh, come on, it's California. They're all libs there, right? No, it turns out Temecula is a predominantly conservative area that leans Republican at both the county and state level. It is also a predominantly white city of 100,000 residents where the culture wars have raged. It's a, nice little suburb, right? Now, in June of 2023, Komrosky had presided over the Temecula School Board's banning of critical race theory, in which he described it as a racist ideology that uses division and hate as an instructional framework in our schools. Now, none of that actually happens to be true. In fact, critical race theory is not even taught in K through 12 education, and that's not even what it is. Okay? Critical race theory does not attribute racism to white people as individuals or even to entire groups of people. So nothing in critical race theory says that white people are racist. Okay? What it does state, though, is that U.S. social institutions like criminal justice, education, labor, housing market, and the healthcare system do have racist elements embedded in them through the laws, regulations, rules, and procedures, and that affects the outcome, okay? This affects outcomes based on race. There are different outcomes. Look at the healthcare system where you have black patients that are routinely end up getting misdiagnosed, okay? They get treated differently than white patients. You have this belief, which is pervasive through the medical community, that black people happen to have the higher pain tolerances than everyone else. No, that's not true. There's no evidence to support that. Not true at all. Now, that goes back all the way to the justifications for slavery, right? Oh, yeah, well, you see, of course they can do that kind of work because they have a higher pain tolerance, you see. They're more built for slave labor. You see, they've got a higher pain tolerance, so they can deal with much, much more than what, people like us who, should be the masters can deal with. That's not the reality, but that's what the pervasive thinking was. And so that has, unfortunately, even though the racist meanings and ideologies, thought patterns behind it have, not really exist anymore in the medical context, people just think, oh yeah, I read it in a book somewhere that they've got a higher pain tolerance. And so, and by the way, that also leads to them saying, well, we can't prescribe you drugs because you've got a higher pain tolerance like this. And so you just must be asking for more pain medicine because you want to get high. Because, we know how you are. That's the racist pervasiveness of our medical system. And of course, I don't know, it was a couple weeks ago that there in Michigan that there was a Motown artist that was having the lead singer of the Four Tops that was having a cardiac event. And he goes to the hospital and he says, I'm a member of the Four Tops. Can I have some extra security so that I don't get stalkers or fans or anything that are going to, get in between me and medical treatment? And they're like, yeah, sure. We're going to get you a straitjacket instead, you weirdo. Four Tops, whatever. No, it turns out he was a member of the Four Tops. His wife had to go and prove it to them before they would even treat him seriously. And by the way, actually treat his actual heart condition. And so he's suing the hospital as a result of that. So that's just examples. There's a couple of examples in the medical community, medical industry, where there is racism that is endemic. And you can't sit there and, call like the specific people, oh, you're just a racist person, you got a secret KKK hood, in your in your closet, right? No, this is systemic. These are systemic biases that are happening here. Okay? That's the problem. Okay? So again, critical race theory, right? Now, critical race theory on the right wing has become a buzzword, which essentially means anything to do with black people, black history, or racism, etc. And they use that to shut down any meaningful discussions of, okay, how do we end this? How do we get rid of these systemic biases? Okay. So now getting back to this guy, right? Mr. Komrosky. He also, during his tenure, attempted to purge elementary school textbooks of any references to famed gay rights icon Harvey Milk, who was assassinated, by the way. Now, this guy basically described Mr. Milk as a pedophile. Do you have any evidence of that? Oh, of course not. No.
Just forget about the evidence.
He just hates gay people. He hates gay people and decides to slap that label on him because he doesn't want kids learning about civil rights struggles of the past, including the struggle for same-sex rights. From day one, this man has been a complete and utter disaster, a joke, okay? And he rode in to that position on the anti-woke conservative, tide, basically. I mean, I don't know what else to call it other than a tide. You could call it, a bowel movement.
People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times.
Because it's all crap.
Where the water rushes out to sea because you could never handle it.
Okay, one more.
Woke.
Okay, because that's what their problem is. Okay, that's what they're railing at. The woke. So now he rides in on this wave in November of 2022, and since then the school board has forced out the district superintendent, passed a parent notification policy requiring schools to tell parents if the students go by a gender different from what they were assigned at birth. So you might be wondering, like, well, okay, what's the issue with that, right? Parents should know. The thing is that it should be up to the child to feel comfortable enough to tell their parent. If they cannot tell their parent, then there must be a good reason as to why they cannot tell their parent about their gender identity or orientation. It could be the fact that 28% of LGBTQ youth reported experiencing homelessness or housing instability at some point in their lives. 16% of LGBTQ youth that reported that they had slept away from their parents or caregivers because they ran away from home. More than half reporting that they ran away because of mistreatment or fear of mistreatment due to their identity. 14% of LGBTQ youth reported that they had slipped away from their parents or caregivers because they were kicked out or abandoned, with 40% of them reporting that they were kicked out or abandoned due to their LGBTQ identity. Gee, I wonder why some of them would not want their parents to know. Can't figure it out. So this guy, he's a joke, and he got, he's a clown, got plenty of attention for clowning around, and, well, that ignited the recall election against him, and the recall vote was conducted on June 4th, with the final results released last Thursday. Among 9,722 ballots tallied, 4,963 supported the recall, which, again, turned out about 45.1% of all registered voters in Temecula. So here you have almost half of a conservative district saying, you know what, we've had enough of your clownery. Or at least I should say a quarter of that, right? Less than half turned out, and half of that said, all right, we're done. We're done with you. Get out. Go home. Go do something else. Good. They made the right decision. Because at the end of the day, this has nothing to do with teaching children what they're going to need for the future, right? That's what education is supposed to be about. Teaching children the skills that they're going to need for the future. And some of those skills, by the way, also include getting along with fellow humans. Yes, who may be different than you or have different beliefs than you, different personal beliefs, different orientations. It does help to know that there are different people in the world and that they're also, even though they're different, are human. Call it a life skill, right? And by the way, it also helps different workers get along with each other, okay? Collaborating on projects. It gives new perspectives and new insights, which is really vital for things like marketing. To know that there are different groups of customers out there that you would have to appeal to, know how to do business with, and not just completely alienate with your stupid, bigoted views. Yeah, It just makes sense, right? Again, nothing to do with helping children prepare for their future. This guy just wants to continue to push hateful right-wing ideology on kids that is ultimately going to hurt them in the end. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.